Retirement Life 3.0. Ellis Katzoff invites us to explore Protirement, not retirement, Protirement. You have spoken to over 100 boomers, some we know of, others we don't. All have great stories about how they're treating their retirement. We've had so many authors sitting right there about financial planning, but this one's about lifestyle planning for retirement, or pro-retirement.
It certainly is. You know, when I retired, Bob, I looked at all those books around financial planning and said, okay, what about my life? Like, I need to find some help, some guidance to what am I going to do with myself? I had all this energy and I wasn't ready to stop living. I just wanted to move on from a 40-year career in social work. So I started talking to people and realizing that everybody found other directions and other things to do after they retired from that career. But retirement wasn't a destination any longer. It was just the first step in a process.
The one big takeaway from this book is putting the feet up doesn't work.
It certainly doesn't.
The coal miner you spoke with.
It certainly, yeah. John Dan out in the East Coast, he when he retired after many, many years in the coal mine, he looked around and he saw so many of his friends sitting around, putting their feet up, and they were either really sick after a couple of years or they were dying.
There's atrophy.
And he wasn't interested in that, so he started up a seafood restaurant. And he's in his 80s now, and his daughters are running it, but he's there every day, 7:30 in the morning, getting the food ready, and he's loving life.
Yeah. So what is it, about 60% of boomers continue to work, and sometimes it is because of financial need, but often, and in many cases of the book, it's just to stay active, and they have that passionate thing to get up out of bed to
That's
go
right.
forward to.
They really, they just really enjoy the working in one way or the other. Some of them stay in their careers way after the normal retirement age, but many of them go into contract work. They start brand new jobs and careers. They become what I call seniorpreneurs rather than entrepreneurs, and start up all kinds of new businesses. I remember interviewing Gary, a teacher, and when he retired from teaching, he went into the gym to lose the weight he'd put on over the years in his adulthood. And he realized that he loved being in the gym, the environment, and talking with people. It's kind of like the same environment. He was seeing 900, 1,000 people every day when he was teaching, and he missed that. Yeah. And the gym gave that back to him. Yeah. He went back to community college, took a course, and he's now a fitness instructor part-time in his retirement. He's in his 70s now. He's been doing it for 15 years and loves it.
And you need that feeling of self-worth, too. And you brought up the example, you're a former CEO from Pathstone and Niagara, and but there was another CEO, former CEO, retired, playing hockey. And tell that story.
Oh, that's really fun. I was speaking to Greg. He was the CEO of a large shipping company. And a bunch of young guys in the head office one day came up to him and said, we want to play hockey. Can you help us get a league together? So they rented some ice. Every Friday morning they're out playing hockey. At his retirement party, they came over and said, Greg, we hope you're going to come out and play even though you're not working here anymore. He said, really? That's great. First Friday after retirement. He's at the rink really early. He's having fun in the locker room, reconnecting with all the guys, getting ready. He's out on the ice 5 minutes. He takes a check. He goes flying on his backside. And he's lying there. Usually when he was CEO, people would rush over to him, pick him up. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, he's all by himself.
All by himself. I suddenly realized he wasn't a CEO anymore.
No,
he was
that was
just
his
one of the
reality
regular
check.
guys.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing.
Yeah.
We lose our identity and our social status that comes along with a job.
Yeah.
We have to kind of replace that over time.
Yeah. Another common thread, too, with a lot of the people you interviewed is the sense to want to give back in their pro-retirement years.
I was amazed how many people felt now was the time. Many of them were already volunteering, giving back when they were working, but many of them said, now's the time to really seriously give back to the community. Yeah. I've got the time, I've got the luxury, I have all this wisdom and all these skills that I've developed over my working life. Yeah. And they're all looking for different ways to give back to the community.
Tom Ridge, former U.S. Homeland Security head, is one of the many examples on that front. A lot of stars you spoke to. Ronnie Hawkins you spoke to.
Oh, he was.
How's his retirement going?
He was just a treat. We sat on his porch out in the country for an hour and a half. He just told me stories about his whole life. But he very much like Leona Boyd, another musician, classical guitarist. Both of them said music was their life, and like, why stop it? Because he hit a certain magical age that it just gave them so much joy, and they just continued going on and performing as long as they could.
Well, there's all kinds of steps to get to that destination of pro-retirement. We'll link up your website where you can get the book Life 3.0 from Ellis Katzoff. Thanks for joining us on Morning Live.
Thank you very much, Bob.